Yeah, that's funny. I put the shirt on.
And I just saw that tail with my jeans.
What is it?
Down with my jeans.
Oh, I almost wore that. I wish this is it too.
That's weird.
We got about a couple minutes before Bishop joins.
Is there a pillow or something?
What time you got?
5:58.
All right, yeah, about 2 minutes. Then we'll get started.
No, I'm not just being weird.
Yeah, it's so cool. You can't even see that part of you.
Okay.
Oops. My bad. All right, so we're waiting for him to join in.
You're just going to introduce us, right?
Yep, I'll give people a chance to get on also. I'll introduce you guys to him, vice versa, that kind of stuff. And then
So are we talking? Or?
you guys are going to talk about your experiences, the happenings that goes on here, what's going on in your heads, your lives, what you hear, see, how bad it's bothering you, what it's doing to you personally, mentally, physically, whatever, and all that stuff. Okay,
I'll observe.
Oh, Bishop John. Right there.
that's fine.
There's Bishop John right there.
Where's it at?
At the bottom.
All right. Hello, sir.
How are you guys doing?
Welcome.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate the invitation.
Thanks for joining us this evening. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. So what's on the menu?
So, right here, this is Brian, one of the homeowners. His wife Heidi's sitting next to him. She's kind of reluctant to be on camera while she talks about this, so he's going to fill us in on most of the happenings here and what's troubling them. She's literally carrying her stuff all around the house with her because she's afraid to set anything down. She doesn't even want to be here right now. It took a lot of convincing for me to get her to join us this evening, actually.
Yeah.
I was just going to do it with her husband, and her mom's here as well, and her son. And we just, I don't know, they need help. I don't know what's going on here. It's really bad. We just went and recorded an EVP in the garage because she says she hears things out there. They told us to get out twice on the digital recorder just before, like, just walking around here today. So they've just, it's breaking them up. Their marriage is they don't even really, I hate to talk about this, but they don't even, their relationship is basically almost ending because of this.
Okay. All right. Well, we certainly sounds like we have a lot to talk about today.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what do we start? When do we go on? How would you like to do this?
Well, I'd like to see, is it possible, do you get feelings through just, seeing them? Do you get any vibes off of them? Do you get any kind of vibes from checking out the video? What you think? I mean, it looks really evil to me.
Yeah, see, the thing is one thing that I do as an exorcist, I always cut those things off. So those things I don't really focus on what I receive, because many times those things can be misconstrued. And also I never ever go into a place with preconceived ideas. Okay. Because if you do, then I'd be chasing my tail, because literally every single person that has sent me an email as of, this is now the past 2 weeks, 2,800 emails in 2 weeks. And so if I were to believe that every single one of those cases were demonic, I'd be chasing my tail. So what I do when I go in, I don't have any preconceived notions or ideas. Matter of fact, my goal is to debunk every single thing that's happening.
Right.
Everything. That's and because I'm hoping for the family that actually there's nothing going on, that it can be explained logically.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have EVPs that are violent in nature, You don't need a $3,000 paranormal equipment to tell you that there's something wrong when your body is saying get out.
Right.
So that's one of the things I always tell paranormal teams is that you just don't need that. You don't need these most expensive equipment. If your sixth sense is telling you something is wrong, then you need to listen to that.
Right.
And you don't have to be. It's not about being psychic. It's a matter of God or your guardian angel. Somebody's telling you, hey, look, this isn't good here. You need to leave. So how much of that is going on in the home?
So they're actually bombarding her in her ear constantly. Even right now, today, and last time I was here, even just talking with her, it's hard for her to hold a conversation because they're constantly telling her things in her ear. Like she can't focus on speaking with you because they're like this, constant. So she's just like, they're telling her to go find it, telling her, what else are they telling you?
I keep saying, what's the secret?
Secrets? What's secrets?
Like somebody has a secret.
Somebody has a secret. Like, I mean, they're seeing visions of Brian in the house when he's not here. Like she'll see him here, clear silhouettes of him. He's even seen himself here.
It's interesting. So it sounds like to me that now, who's the young lady? What's her name?
Heidi.
Why is it so focused on Heidi?
I have no idea, and I think she is the focus of everything. She's being attacked, and it seems to be solely focused on these two, mostly her, but breaking them apart. We have EVPs of a woman asking for love and saying that she wants the boyfriend.
So I'm going to ask both of you guys a difficult question because a lot of times people don't want to talk about this because it's uncomfortable. But I want to know from both of you: have you ever experienced anything that was unnatural as far as a succubus and incubus?
Feelings of being touched sexually in your sleep or anything. Tell them what you've seen. Or you feel. Go ahead, tell them.
I've seen things like get on top of him at night and look like they're trying to kill him.
So she's seeing things climb on top of him at night and trying to strangle him and kill him. That like dark figures, or climbing on top of him in the middle of the night and stuff.
And then also, I've been at like down here in the basement or whatever, and she'll see from a camera that we have for our security. She'll see me in my vehicle with another woman doing stuff to the point where she thinks that it's actually real, and I'm like, it can't be because I'm not there. So I don't know, whatever it is it mimicking me? Because I'm definitely not doing that. Just things like that constantly. She says that she sees things making out with me making out with other things. And I haven't done any of that. So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know what to, I tell her it wasn't me. It's not me. But what she sees is what she sees. So that's basically, you know what I mean? She's going to believe what she sees.
And what is your name?
Brian.
My name is Brian.
How long have you guys been married? Or been together?
Almost 5 years.
Are you married or are you just...
we're like, it's my significant other.
That's fine. Any children?
I have a son in California with his mom.
Okay.
He's 9 years old. And then
Her son's right here.
How
a lot of things. The dog actually has a lot of troubles. Like doesn't want to go in his room most of the time. The son's room. Stuff's getting slid off of his dresser in the middle of the night as well.
What is your name?
My name is Davian.
I'm sorry. What, Dickin?
It's Davian.
Davian.
And how old are you, Damien?
22.
Do you live with them? Do you live with your mom?
I mostly stay at my girlfriend's house, but I'm here like once in a while. And we've been here for like me and my girlfriend have been staying here for like a week so far. And the other day, her phone just like flew off the nightstand. Like there was nothing that it could have like been pushed off from. It wasn't like on the edge. It was just completely on there. in the middle of the nightstand and just fell off. And I was like, I literally watched it fall, and it was super weird. And then last night, the remote for my TV just fell off the nightstand, and then the batteries popped out and the back shattered off.
And that happened in your room, you said?
Yeah, that happened in my room, and my dog does not like to go in my room. We literally have to lift her up and drag her in there, keep trying to call her to go in there. She won't walk in there. And at our old house, then she would just go in there on her own. We wouldn't have to, I wouldn't have to call her in or have anyone else help me call her into my room. She would just walk in there.
So, Damien, I'm going to ask you a very point blank question. I really would like for you to tell me the truth, no matter what the consequences are. How long have you been? You've just moved out of your mom's house. You've lived with your mom the whole time until you just recently moved out with your girlfriend, pretty much.
Yeah. So
October is when you moved out of here, basically, or been staying with her off and on?
kind of probably
both places.
December or something. We switch back and forth.
Since December, I guess he's been living back and forth, but mostly over there.
So I'm not here as much to see all this stuff happening, but the things that I have seen is weird. And outside in the driveway, then the other day he was taking his headlights, the whole fixture of his headlights out of his car, and he had a part facing the driveway, or not facing the driveway, but facing the garage. And when we went out there to leave, then my girlfriend said his car looks weird without the headlights because the whole fixture was gone. And then I realized that the light was on inside his car. I was like, that's weird. And so when I started getting closer, then all of a sudden the car locked and the lights flashed, the orange lights on the mirrors flashed, and we heard it lock. And then I was like, that's really weird. So I went out there with my flashlight on my phone because it was dark out. It was 11 o'clock at night or something. I checked to see if somebody was in his car, and all of his windows were rolled down, but nobody was there. And we literally watched it. Me and her both watched the car lock, and the lights dimmed after it locked. So it was really weird. And he was downstairs right where he is now. I came and told him, I was like, did you leave your windows open? And he's like, no. I was like, well, all your windows were rolled down, and your car just locked.
So what is the faith as far as this family, and what about any religious objects in the home?
I've been a Christian all my life. Been raised with the church and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my belief. I read my Bible every night. It's pretty much it,
And Heidi, did you play around with some things that you might have not have should have?
Did you play around with anything you might not have, should have?
I kind of figured. Now that I absolutely did get. So that is one thing that we got to talk about privately. Because you have, we'll talk about that privately. When I meet you, we'll because I'm not going to go into that right now. So
I just got hit really bad.
What do you mean got hit?
A charge of energy. That was weird. She just says she saw it go through me. I don't know. See, she's seeing these things constantly. And I just got hit with goosebumps, a charge like crazy. She says she saw it go through me, I guess.
Well, Heidi, I'm going to say one thing to you, and I just don't like to give too much information about, because I don't want to embarrass people. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to do anything like that at all. But I think that there is a reason why you may be, why you're prone to seeing these things. And I think you understand what I'm talking about. And so we can discuss that privately. I'm not going into any further.
Yeah, we'll get you guys connected privately.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, Damien, how much infighting was going on in the house when you lived there? I mean, how long have you lived? They've been together for 5 years. You're 22. You just recently moved out. So you were obviously living with them. Was there a lot of infighting, a lot of tense, a lot of stress?
A lot of fighting, stress.
There's been a ton lately. My wife and I can't even get along right now. I mean, this is the most, I would say, arguing, fighting, just crazy things that we would never argue and fight about that are just, I mean, we're head to head. We say some things to each other that probably shouldn't even be said. and I'm just being honest with you because I want to be honest with you so you can see if you can help us, because this is my wife. I love her, and like, I definitely don't want something like this to break us apart. And I know that we're stronger than that, but we didn't, luckily I was able to meet Drew, and he's helped a little bit, but I mean, it just seems like it's getting worse and worse. It's not getting any better. Now my wife doesn't even want to stay here because something says it's going to basically kill her. And I'm
not scared of it. I'm just tired of it. It's exhausting.
She's getting very tired and exhausted with it. It's just wearing them out.
Well, I guess the next question is when are we thinking about getting together? What's the process there? We'll have to talk. I don't want to give the address or anything, but what state at least are we talking about here?
We're in Colorado, basically a suburb of Denver.
Yeah, that's going to be the big problem. I'm in Kentucky. So what I can do in the meantime is we can talk privately about some of the things that you can do, but we can also talk about some things that we have to we're going to have to discuss some history there, and with Heidi and with Brian, and then we'll kind of go from there. I wish if I could get there. That really is the idea, because what I would do is there would have to be confession, and
Yes.
a sacrament reconciliation would have to be occur, and then the minor rite of exorcism, as well as a prayer of deliverance of any type, removing it of any type of attachment.
Okay.
And then of course mass in the home. That really is the idea thing. Plus, of course, blessing the home, and as well as the grounds, the property. But that's really the idea. That's really what you want to shoot for.
Okay. Well, we can all get together maybe on a private chat and figure that part out, because I think they need that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and we can just kind of go from there. But I think there's certainly it would make sense to me. It makes sense to me now why you are kind of dealing with this stuff, and we can chat privately whenever you'd like to do that. Maybe after the show. Hello. Hello. Okay. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know if you guys are on because I can't hear you. So if you can, that was weird. All right. Well, I don't know if you can see me or hear me or anything. So just we'll chat, I guess, a little later or something. I don't know.
Okay. Can you see us now?
Now I can see you. There you are.
I'm sorry. Sorry. No, like everything just turned off all of a sudden by itself.
Yeah.
When we started discussing meeting up.
Well, I think that, yeah, and we can do that. We can just whenever you want to chat, we can do that off the air.
Yes.
Now or whenever you want to, whatever your goal is.
Okay. Yeah. Let's. We can end this chat because we are here for them. I'm not really here for anything else at that point. So we can end this live, and I'm gonna do a follow-up investigation here this evening while I'm here. And in the meantime, before I start that, we can chat with Heidi and Brian and see how we can go about getting this done here for them.
Yeah, no, of course, I would be remiss if I did not tell you, if I did not say this. It probably is not a good idea to continue to communicate with this thing.
Okay.
Only because the only thing it's going to offer is more divisiveness, more stress, more anxiety, more frustrations, and then it's going to get to a point where even you, as the investigator, you're going to get so incredibly controlled by this thing that this will become an issue for you, that it will begin to start controlling you. You'll become obsessed with it.
Okay.
And So I would be careful about continuing the engagement of conversations. I would just drop it in and say that that's enough. We're not going to discuss anymore with this thing, and we're going to.
I'll take your word for it, Bishop. This is you're more of an expert at this than me, and I will take your advice. And then we can, like I said, we'll end this chat. I will message you on Messenger real quick, and then we will get things going. And I really, really, really appreciate you taking the time to. I'm no Ghost Adventures, no Ghost Hunters, big TV show, and I just think that it's cool you took the time out to help me and Brian and Heidi and John get this fixed for them.
Well, quite honestly, the real paranormal investigators are not the people on Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures. That's not the paranormal celebrities. The paranormal celebrities are the people who are knocking on people's doors and saying, "Can I help you?" and being away from their family and friends so they can help families who are really going through this difficult time. Those are the true paranormal celebrities, not because you have a camera on and did you hear that? Did you hear that? That's not a paranormal celebrity. That's an actor.
Right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And again, everyone says thank you. We will end this live stream. And again, thank you. And we will hit you up on Messenger right away.
Sounds good. All right. I'll talk to you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
See you in a little bit.
Bye-bye.
Wow. You guys don't understand what you do.